Hello, everyone. I'm Yvonne from Highland Realty. And March is Women's Month. And we even have a day called International Women's Day. But I thought I would take a few days out of the whole month and feature fellow female business women. And today we have Angie Bhasin here from FinTech CPAs, and she's taken the time out of her busy schedule to meet with us today. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of information before I jump into the interview. Angie is a certified tax planner and a certified public accountant. She is the recipient of the prestigious Certified Tax Planner of the Year award for 2020. Angie graduated magna cum laude in commerce in India, and she received a master's and summa cum laude in business administration from the U.S. International University in San Diego. Any of you that have attended college, maybe even for a certificate course, understand what an honor that is to rank so high in her courses. She spends considerable time and effort keeping abreast with all the tax law changes so that she can provide state-of-the-art service for her clients and educate other professionals. That's very important to not only have the knowledge, but be willing to pass that on. Angie is the founder of a premier industry leading 100% virtual advisory firm that provides proactive tax planning solutions and customized tax strategies for busy executives and high net worth individuals all over the country. She offers a high level of personalized service, making it easier for her clients to understand their current situation and what's required in order to gain more control over their finances, their tax liabilities, increase cash flow, and build wealth. She provides exceptional value to her clients by designing customized, inventive, and legal tax strategies, equipping them to live fruitful lives and leave lasting legacies for their families and beyond. Needless to say, Angie is committed to the success of her clients and and their families. So, without further pause, we're going to turn it over to Angie, and I'm going to ask her a few questions so that you'll have even a better idea of why Angie is the person for you. Angie, what are some of the services you provide?
Hi, first, and I'm so touched. Thank you for that gracious introduction. So sweet. I'm so humbled.
Sure.
Thank you. Services that we provide. So, my firm, we really help. The focus of my firm is to help our clients accomplish their financial goals. Really, the way I like to say it was that without the interference from taxes, and that's important, and that includes tax planning, that includes business planning, estate planning, retirement
Mm,
planning, all the way to exit planning, right? It's a holistic approach to planning. So we do provide the traditional services that you would find from any other traditional CPA firm, which is compliance, taking care of tax returns. But more than that, the value that I provide to my clients is through looking at their picture holistically, looking and sitting down, gathering information, what the goals are, what the needs are, and then customizing a tax plan using the internal revenue code, because the code has everything in there that and we'll talk more about this, how I feel about this whole situation with the industry, and why
mhm.
you know us small taxpayers, as I would say, don't really use the benefits of the code like maybe Amazon or Warren Buffett or you know um, our president, Donald Trump, ex-president. So my goal, my services is to bring this service to my clients, as well as, like you mentioned, education. I'm really big on education. So we go all the way in terms of planning. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we also provide for taxpayers who are in trouble with the IRS, owe back taxes, need negotiations out of that. So all of that gamut.
I see. I see. How do you differ though from other CPAs?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question, because I have differentiated myself from the traditional CPA model in so many ways. Traditionally, as CPAs, we're trained to prepare tax returns, use and work with historical data, right? Because generally you would take your data into your CPA and in January, February, have them prepare their tax returns, and that's about it, right? And then you kind of see them next year, perhaps earlier. But the way I work is not that number crunching. I mean, we don't take me wrong. We need to be compliant. We need to file our tax returns. We need to file them timely. But the value and how I'm different from other CPAs or EAs or tax professionals is we work with our clients first to customize a tax plan based on your own specific needs and goals, right? Because everybody's situation is different, everybody's goals are different, everybody's needs are different. The code remains the same, the strategies are the same, and there's hundreds of strategies, but there's different thousands of combinations. But how does that apply in each unique situation? That's what I really help my clients with, and that's where my clients have found value in, so that when it comes time to doing your tax return next year, you see a whole lot of reduction in your taxes. But having said that, I'll let you know, as realtors, as business owners, it's not really, you don't pay taxes only after your return is done. You pay taxes on quarterly basis. So once you start working proactively, actually intentionally carving out deductions for yourself, you see the benefits of in the very next quarterly tax payment. So those in my mind is where the value is to taxpayers like you and me, not just preparing the tax return. And because by that time it's history. I mean, it's just putting numbers in boxes, but really helping to design the plan, and then helping to implement and maintain the plan throughout the year is what I kind of take pride. I take a whole lot of pride in that, to help my clients with that.
Sure. And that service is really needed, because it's one thing, we say in our business to make $1 million, but how much are you going to retire with if you didn't structure it right from the very beginning?
You're
So,
so absolutely right.
yes, that's so valuable. I know real estate, I know loans, but how to take care of what I receive and make sure that I'm taking advantage of all of the legal tax ramifications. I mean, I admire you for just even having that background. I was wondering, do you mentioned education. Are you ever available to speak at gatherings? And if so, what topics would you cover?
Oh my gosh, yes. That is my deep passion. Sure, providing this service is something. Okay. It might sound geeky, but I really am a tax geek. Okay, I own it. I love being able to help clients with these tax situations because I know the code, right? I mean, that's where my expertise is. But educating, because I cannot work and I don't want to work with thousands and thousands of clients, right? I'm a boutique firm. And but what I do want to do, you know, help as many clients as I can, but on the other hand, I want to help educate um, thousands and thousands of people, because I think awareness is critical. It's you know, a lot of times I see it's a classic case of you don't know what you don't know. A lot of times people don't realize that we can take advantage of that internal revenue code, just like Amazon. You know, Amazon made $13 billion in 2018 and paid zero tax. In fact, they got $130 million back in credits. How? The only difference, and the code is the same. The code is not different from if you're an Amazon or if you are a small realtor.
Sure.
You know, it's just the difference is they have the tax experts. In fact, they have IRS retired agents working for them who are exploring these opportunities for them. It's you and I, we don't have the availability of this service, right? So that's what I'm so passionate to bring to my clients, that service. And to your point, educating, making people aware the importance of proactive tax planning, because
Yes.
you know, once the year is over and you take your data into your tax preparer in January, February, a lot of times, you know, when the year's over, there's not too much you can do. Sometimes you can do some things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to kind of help mitigate the taxes. But really, the value is starting early on in the year, so that you have the whole year to benefit from, and
Mm-hmm.
really take advantage of that same code. The only difference between Amazon or Warren Buffett is they have few more zeros behind their income. Um, you know,
Let me ask you this. You had mentioned real estate. I know you assist other businesses, but if they were interested in meeting with you as a group, as opposed to, I understand you can do a one-on-one consultation,
mhm.
but what classes do you offer? Why would someone reach out to you to get this information ahead of time? I can see the value in it. But I was just wondering, what topics would you cover should someone want to reach out to you for some assistance?
Great question. So I speak at, well, before 2020, I used to do seminars. Right now, it's all webinars. But I speak at several, I mean, I have a lot of realtor associations that I speak at on tax planning strategies, and not just realtors, you know, at different organizations, different professions, because even though I focus heavily on real estate, but I do service other service businesses as well.
Sure.
So, you
Yeah.
know, dentist association, medical doctors associations, construction, all different um, um, areas, because I'm not really targeting any specific industry, because the code is the same for all. There's slight nuances between different operations of different industries, and you know, we're kind of, we have the expertise to handle that. But we really, what I talk about is the code and how to take advantage of the code to your benefit. In fact, my latest webinar that I did about, not last week, the week before, my topic was how to opt out of the Biden tax hike. You know, so I talk about, you know, current situations, current changes, like 2020. Just we had I don't think I ever remember any year with so many taxpayer friendly tax provisions that came out. So there's so much
Mm,
happening, so much that taxpayers are can take advantage of. So you know, I kind of cater my topics around the need of the group, but mostly always about tax planning strategies. But you know, whether if it's a real estate group, I will focus more on real estate versus another topic.
You know, I specialize in probate real estate.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I've noticed that the administrator or the executor needs assistance with is the taxes.
Mhm.
And for the family or the recipients, the beneficiaries to understand the tax ramifications of what they're receiving. Do you ever handle anything like that?
That's funny. I get this question twice in one in a couple of days.
Really?
In fact, if you need what I was asked for, so this last realtor, so I'm part of several realtor groups
Mm-hmm.
as their resident CPA, right? So somebody reached out and they wanted a checklist because they had somebody passing on in their family. It's like, can you provide me a checklist that the
Ah,
executor can kind of go by, right? Okay, what do I
yeah.
need to do? I'd be happy to send that over to you if you.
I would
That-
love to have a copy of
sure,
that.
sure.
You know, before you go, we must find out how we can reach you. How can we contact you if somebody wants to move forward?
Absolutely. So I will share with you how to reach out to me, but I also will share a little bit about what the process is um,
Okay,
for anybody to kind of go through the process of
please
maybe
do.
work with us. So what I do is when my very first, I offer like a complimentary consultation before I start working with
Mm-hmm.
anybody. So what that means is before our call, our our consultation session, I will invite you to attend to attach and upload your last filed tax return. Right now, at this
Mm-hmm.
time of the year, it's last filed tax return, which is 2019, and a short synopsis of 2020
Yes.
because it's like way when, right? So, which gives me an understanding of the basics
Okay.
financial
Yeah.
situation, right? But the other thing I also ask for that is because a lot of times I see um, I kind of scan the last file tax return to see if there are any mistakes or missed opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I do find mistakes that my clients have been able to go back
Oh,
and
wow.
amend their tax returns even before we start working together. Um, and that's so I find like that's uh, uh, so what happened is doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough times that I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is just an added service I'm just providing. Even if we decide not to work together, I will scan the tax return and give you my recommendations if I find something. In fact, I'm working on, before the call, I was working on one right now, and you see lots of things on tax returns
I
that are like,
bet.
oh my God, why? Why? My thing is, why overpay and why donate to the IRS your hard-earned money when you don't
Yes.
have to? I mean, I'm all for paying our fair share of taxes. Don't take me wrong. We all got to pay our fair share of taxes, but we don't need to tip the IRS. I mean, they don't even want it. They say pay your fair share, but hey, if you overpay, they're not going to come back and say, oh,
No.
you should have taken this deduction,
You're
right?
right about that.
So that's just during our consultation, I will share my recommendation, and then we gather, I gather information more because I always have a lot of questions because things happen. If I'm looking at a 19 tax return, 2020 may, there must have been other things. What are the projections? What are the goals? What are the expectations?
I see. Yeah.
Right? So it's important to get the whole holistic picture, and then based on that is what I like to do is generally in that call or a follow-up call, depending on, if I have my questions answered or if I need to um, look a little bit deeper into it. What I like to do is I like to present an estimate of um, what a high level estimate of can, what you can expect to receive in terms of tax savings and cash inflows by working with us. So because and it's high level, it's conservative because I always like to under promise and over deliver.
Yes.
But I like to give an estimate upfront, and then also the investment that you will make in us to work together with us. And I say investment versus fees, because tax preparation, yes, you pay fees because that's something that just, there's value because you stay compliant. You've got to be compliant. But planning is more of an investment, because whatever you spend in order to plan, you're expecting multifold back in savings, right? And my personal minimum standard for myself when I start working with somebody is to make sure I guarantee 200% ROI on your investment to work with me, which really means like every dollar that you invest in our relationship, I want to make sure you get at least $3 back in cash savings. And so this meeting for us to gather together is really for me to see, are we a good fit to work together? Am I going to provide that value?
Yes.
Because that's important, right?
Yes.
It's because I'm not just doing tax returns. Sure, I'm preparing tax returns for my clients but really the value is when I'm helping them save a lot more money. And really my the investment to work with me really gets, I say, it gets funded by the IRS because it's coming from IRS.
Yes, that's one way of looking at it,
Yeah.
Angie, I really appreciate your sharing your expertise. You had mentioned larger corporations, but even in smaller ones, there always seems to be more of a good old boys network. And us women are kind of like feeling our way through, or we'll wait until we're in trouble to reach out. So I really do value your service.
Yes, I am big on that. Do not wait. I mean, we have each other, right? So
yes, take
let's use
advantage.
our collective knowledge to get ahead. Like
I agree.
Plan for your retirement, put money away for your retirement. And when you have a business, you're in the best place to not only save for retirement, but save in taxes. There's a clue. Yeah.
Yes. Well, again, if someone wanted to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I didn't answer that part of the question.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I can be reached at, of course, my website is FinTax CPAs, which is plural, CPAs.com. I can be reached, you can schedule a meeting over there. Calendly, you can schedule a meeting there. You can call my office at 925-550-8271, or you can reach me via email. I am Angie at fintaxcpas.com, and you can reach any one of the admin staff at admin@fintaxcpas.com.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what, Angie, I'll be sure to make sure it's posted here so no one has to, rewind to listen to that contact information. And again, I just want to thank you so much. It's, I'm getting closer to retirement age, and I'm focusing more on being smart with that money. And I thought I was because of my finance background, which you have a wealth of information that could help myself and even new business entrepreneurs, get started going the right way as soon as possible. Because if you do, then you've got more of a legacy to share with your family. And that kind of ties in with my branding, because at Highland Realty, we believe it's not just a house. And now I'll include, it's not just a business, it's your legacy.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time, Angie. I really appreciate it. You gave us something to really stop and think about.